living here in this amazing city. All right, so first up, let's talk about location. Now, when we're talking about North Dallas, Frisco is straight north of downtown Dallas, about 25 miles, and about 24 miles to the DFW airport. Kind of about the same if you're going to be heading down to Love Field down in Dallas. But we are right on the north side of the city of Plano, actually, and the Colony, on the north side of the 121 highway. And on the east side, you're going to find the cities of McKinney. And on the west side you're going to be practically to Louisville Lake and Little Elm. And then on the north side, you're going to be bordered mostly by Highway 380, and you're going to find Prosper on the north side of Frisco. So there you have it. If you're kind of thinking maybe you don't need to live right within the city of Frisco, but maybe in one of the surrounding suburbs, that's okay, because there's a lot of great options. But people are always talking about Frisco. They're talking about how eventually it's not really just going to be Dallas-Fort Worth, but right now it's almost kind of like a Dallas-Fort Worth-Frisco type of situation, just because of how big Frisco is and the amount of growth and everybody that is relocating to the Frisco area. So Frisco started out as a thriving railroad town. That's kind of what it was out here on Main Street, and the railroad used to go right through the heart of Frisco. Now, the population growth here has just increased significantly since the 2010 census. It's gone up over 50%, and we are now sitting at over 230,000 residents as of the end of 2024 is what they said. So come January, come 2025, who knows what's happening because of all the growth that we're continuing to see. Once the Fields gets built out, once all of these other new construction communities continue to be built out over the next few years, by the time we're at the next census, who knows what it's going to be. But tons of growth is still happening, so we're going to be projecting that population growth to be so much more than what it is now. Now, I know depending on where it is that you might be working, and if you might commute for work, or where the schools are, that's probably one of the things that drives me crazy the most about Frisco is how busy it is. It doesn't matter what time of day you're out here, it just seems that the traffic is just absolutely crazy. Yeah, it could be 11 o'clock and everybody seems to be going to the grocery store at the same time. I've come out here at 5 o'clock and tried to make my way out of Frisco, and then just watching the traffic getting back in here and all throughout the city is just still, my personal opinion, a little bananas. So I know a lot of people love it. I know tons of people thrive on all of the excitement and how much there is to do here, all of the different shopping, but to each his own. But that's still another reason why a lot of people are looking to move here to Frisco. So we're going to continue to drive you through the city, go show you some more highlights, and just give you a little bit more of a taste of what it's like here in the city of Frisco. But as for shopping, you're going to have tons of different strip malls here in Frisco. So lots of shopping going on here. There's also going to be the Stonebriar Mall if you want your actual shopping mall, which, you know, back in the day, I feel like I went all the time. Now I'm lucky to go once a year. You do have a Nordstrom, Dillard's, some of the bigger stores, as well as an AMC theater, but just your typical shopping mall. There's also an IKEA, and those areas are going to be on the southern side of Frisco, right near the tollway as well. So yes, tons of shopping, but there's going to be plenty of boutique shopping. There's going to be plenty of grocery stores sprinkled all throughout the city, as well as, I mean, sky's the limit. There's so much that is happening here. Also here in Frisco, when we talk about the Fields and everything that is coming, so the Fields development is going to be bigger than Legacy West, and that is going to be massive. Some very high-end stores, lots of retail, restaurants, businesses, commercial, apartments. So everything that's going to go in there is just going to increase the amount of options that you're going to have here in your shopping neck of the woods. So lots and lots to do here in Frisco, especially for shopping, because not everybody enjoys shopping online and having Amazon delivered to the doorstep, at least I guess if you're looking for clothes and shoes. So that is to come, and so many people are excited about that. As we're driving through the Fields, we kind of want to break down prices of homes, what you can get, what it costs to live here in the city of Frisco. So you can get into your own home, purchase your own home for under $300,000 currently. Right now, I believe the cheapest thing that you can purchase here in Frisco is a townhome for $290,000. It's actually even not that old, with 1,031 square feet. We also have all different kinds of price points. If you want to purchase an apartment, if you want a luxury apartment, if you want, like I said, townhomes, condos, you can purchase luxury condos in the $1 million range. We also have more budget-friendly options. So maybe you want an older home in the $300,000 to $500,000 price point. Well, we have those too. We also have mid-range master plan communities that could be in the $500,000 to $800,000 range. And so many of these things are going to be dependent on the location, of course, the size of the lot. In fact, that can be a big deal for a lot of people, and maybe the amenities that they have. But for sure, new construction here in the Frisco area is going to be a little bit more on the pricey side compared to some of these other areas. Again, you can get into new construction, brand new, never been lived in, here in Frisco. You can get a townhome over in Villages on Main for under $500,000. But the average price point here in Frisco right now is in the $700,000 range. In fact, I think it's so funny how this is going to be completely irrelevant here in the next few days, but the amount of snow that we still have on the ground here in Frisco is a little funny, because obviously we had more snow on the north part of DFW compared to the south part. So it gets a little bit colder, and I guess if the sun hasn't been able to shine on these north side of these properties, the snow hasn't really melted. But here in the fields, you can even get into a property here in the fields in the mid $700,000 range, and like I said, in multiple millions of dollars as well. In fact, even homes that aren't over in the preserve are, there's some in the let's just say over $1 million, over $2 million. We have lots of options for that. Now, Brookside does have their big, huge amenity center that has already been completed, which is fantastic, totally state of the art. They have a ton of events that they put on. They have a pool with a great view out there, parks. They have different green spaces that they have put in, tennis and pickleball courts, like I said, a fitness facility, and they're already putting in a lot of walking trails throughout the community as well. So lots happening here in Frisco in the fields, but just in the Brookside section, which is where they have already started. So the fields is essentially what everybody has been talking about. So wanted to drive you through here while we were just kind of talking about housing options here in Dallas. And if you have any questions about housing, maybe you don't even necessarily need to be in Frisco. There's a lot of great cities on the borders that are not too far away, or maybe you definitely for sure want to be in Frisco because of the schools. Well, reach out to me and I'd be more than happy to get you all the information that you need, and we can discuss how we can find you the perfect spot living here in the city of Frisco. So, all right, so as we're talking about regular housing, not everybody wants to pay $1 million for a house, not everybody can afford it. So if you're looking for an established neighborhood somewhere probably in the $500,000 to $800,000 range, this is kind of what you're looking at. You have the older red brick. In fact, it's funny, I feel like all the new communities have centralized mailboxes. So we still all get our own mailboxes out here in this community as well. Now, another thing to note for a lot of the neighborhoods in Frisco as well is that they have rear entry garages. So you don't have your main driveway in the front of your home. You're going to be driving down the alleyway in the back and parking, and your garage will be in the rear of the home. So it does take some people moving here a little bit of getting used to, but a lot of people like that you don't have to sit and look at your big ugly garage in the front of the house. So that's another thing to think about when you're thinking about where do you park your car. And with a rear entry garage, because you're going to have your driveway in the back, that's also going to cut into a lot of your backyard space. So if you're hoping for a big pool in your backyard, that might not be totally doable here in all of the neighborhoods in Frisco. I'm not saying that all of the houses are like this. I'm just trying to give you an idea, because a lot of people do look at that and it kind of makes a difference to some people if they're not used to it. Just kind of making sure that we pointed out that this is what you could probably expect for a lot of the homes here. So in the spring and in the summertime, obviously it's winter here, so the majority of the trees have lost their leaves. But when all of these trees have their leaves on them, it makes a big difference. And that's certainly something that you're going to find in an established community, because I've talked to quite a few people who say you move into a brand new construction community and there's no trees, and it's kind of like there's no character. So when we have all of these flatlands here in Texas, it's just kind of a little bit blah, because you don't have anything to see, no mountains to look at. So here, when we are in an established neighborhood, you're at least going to have a lot of these trees, and these neighborhoods, I feel, are actually quite beautiful. So now down this street, as you can see, they've added more trees, and it's certainly going to be dependent on the neighborhood and what you're going to get. So just trying to give you an idea of the differences of some of these neighborhoods, which is kind of nice, they've made the little cutouts to park your car, so you don't run the risk of somebody maybe smashing into your car because they don't know how to drive in a straight line. So at least it's kind of cut out onto the side a little bit, so you can park your cars over there. And obviously these yards are much bigger, they have a lot more space, which means their backyards are probably going to have some more space as well. So just kind of giving you an idea of what that looks like. So with as big as the city of Frisco is, there's actually quite a few new construction opportunities. There are multiple new construction developments going on the east side and on the west side. So depending on where it is that you're looking for and the price points, you can certainly find something. Now, I'm out here in the community of Lexington. We're going to show you around here a little bit. There are two builders out here. We have Landon Homes and Toll Brothers. The majority of the homes out here are Landon Homes, and they are starting anywhere from 37 square foot lots to 73 foot lots. So depending on the size of the home and what it is that you're truly looking for. When you kind of go down and you see these smaller lots, you're going to have the rear entry garages, but you are going to have much bigger homes with Toll Brothers, of course. So prices are going to be starting around $700,000, but of course will be going up to over $1 million. It is a really large master plan community out here. It's over 950 acres, and it will have over 2,000 homes when it's completed. Now, they did build the amenity center since I was out here last. So we do have the community pool. We have a really great event, community clubhouse type area with the gym and different things. But as you can see, we have covered areas. We have a lot of seating out here on the patio, a great bar area, televisions. So a great place that will have lots of events and lots of things to bring the community together out here in Lexington. So this is going to be over on the east side of Frisco, more on the north end, a little bit closer to Prosper up on the north side. So it's all about location here in Frisco, because it is such a big city. Even though it's super popular, which part of Frisco is going to be right for you? Are you looking to be more on the side of McKinney? Are you going to look to be more closer to Louisville Lake? Different options. And of course, you could be further north, further south. It's just all going to be dependent on what you feel like doing with your commute, and if commute is important to you and where it is that you're looking. But here in Lexington, new construction really starting around $700,000 over $1 million. So if you have any more questions about this particular builder or anywhere here in Frisco, reach out, let me know if you have any questions at all, and I'd be more than happy to help. So I came out here to the Villages on Main, right here in the heart of Frisco. And this particular community has multiple different options depending on your budget and what it is that you're looking for. So if you're looking for new construction in the mid $400,000 range, approximately, they have townhomes out here in Villages on Main, but we also have a 40-foot product and a 55-foot product. So we can get up to 700, into the 700s. into the 900s. But this particular community, like I said, is right in the heart of Frisco. And we have these townhomes overlooking this big green space. We have the 40-foot lots that are gonna kind of be around the inside of the development. And the 55-foot lots are gonna be all on the outside of the perimeter here at Villages on Main. So another great new construction option right here in the heart of Frisco, just on the east side of the Dallas North Tollway. So depending on the location that you're looking for, I'm all about location, and I know Frisco is really big. So reach out to me if you kind of want to know where some of these developments are, price points on new construction, and what you get for your money and the incentives that are out there, because we are still getting a lot of incentives with these builders, and not to mention maybe a little bit more off of the price of the home as well. So we are here to help you answer those questions, get you the best deal, and not to mention help you find the best location that is going to work for you, because I'm a firm believer not all areas are created equal. Not everybody likes the long commute. So let's find you the perfect spot, and right here in the Villages on Main, this could be a good one depending on your budget and what it is that you're looking for. All right, we're heading south down through what's going to be the field someday, but the view is too pretty that I wanted to show a little bit more of it. But eventually this is all going to be developments with these rolling hills and lots more homes and businesses, commercial, shopping, and all of that fun stuff. But we're getting a few little rolling hills up here, and as you can see, they've already started to put in a lot of these pathways that are going to be going up under the roadways. So I don't know, you can ride your bikes, you can go running and not actually have to worry about ever getting up on the streets. And also, this is going to be very much a golf cart community. I don't know why I'm having such a hard time saying that. So lots of opportunities to be able to drive around through here and not have to get on the streets. Now, over here on the very far northwest part of what's going to be the fields is where they are building, it's called the Preserve. And those are going to be very high-end custom homes. In fact, so much construction going on over there, I'm not even going to bother wasting my time driving in there. But here is where we're going into for Brookside. They're just getting ready to open up another model home with John Landon out here. So they're starting to expand the Brookside area even further north up towards what we're calling the Preserve. So the Preserve, I will say, you are looking at multi-million-dollar homes. I personally do not think that they have that large of a lot. They're backing up to the golf course. Some of them are. So you're definitely paying a price point. There will be a gated entrance to get in there. They're already talking about some of the celebrities that are buying properties in there. So I guess they really don't need a whole lot of maintenance, and they don't need a whole lot of a yard. So that is definitely already happening, and multiple homes are already being built over there. Now I feel like I have gotten stuck in here, and we're going to go over here and drive you through the fields. But okay, we're going to take you up here on the north side and show you through where the PGA is, the Omni is, and go down PGA Parkway so you can get a feel of what this is. Because to bring an actual headquarters to a particular city is a really big deal, not only for the company obviously making big changes and moving to a new area, but it obviously affected where they came from. So everything out here is brand new for the PGA headquarters and this Omni Hotel. So once they start hosting more golf tournaments and big events out here, this is just going to continue to grow and continue to just really be one of those entertainment capitals here in Dallas. So not everybody's needing to go to downtown Dallas anymore, and there's honestly a lot more to do entertainment wise in some of these other cities and areas. It's not as congested as some of these downtown areas like downtown Dallas, downtown Fort Worth, but the way that this growth is going to continue to be happening over here. But as you can see, we have the Omni Hotel over here, and then we have this whole area, kind of like a Top Golf, a few little shops and different things you can take golf lessons. But this is the whole Omni Resort and the PGA District. So lots happening out here called Fields Ranch. But yeah, anyway, this is where all of this is happening. We have condos and apartments coming in, so it's just continuing to grow out here in Frisco. And what is that 230,000 residents? Who only knows how big it will eventually become out here in Frisco. Here in the city of Frisco, we have no shortage of parks, trails, things to get outside and do. And I actually wanted to stop here today at one of my favorite spots. We are over on more of the southeast side of the city of Frisco called Limestone Quarry Park. There's an elementary school right here, a big playground up here, a big, huge trail system that I think is over 3 miles if you want to get out for your daily run or your daily walk. But more importantly, in the summertime, when it is super hot and you want to cool off and your kids are wanting to go to the playground, you have this secret hidden gem out here that you can come out and play in the water. We have this beautiful little waterfall back out here. Obviously in the heat of the summer, it's really not going to be flowing like it is right now, but obviously it's going to be better when there's rain or obviously our snow. But one of those hidden gems that we have here in the city of Frisco. But more importantly, not only do we have this great area, but we have over 60 parks. That's including our neighborhood parks, our big, large community parks, lots of areas to go and get outside, and also a very extensive trail system. Tons of areas where you can get out and run on all kinds of trails all throughout Frisco, and they are even expanding the trail system too, which is fantastic. But more importantly, if you are moving here, you have a family, or you do just love the outdoors. I know so many people who love to get out and do their morning runs or take the dogs on a run. They're gonna have a ton of options to do that. But I absolutely love finding these hidden gems in all of these cities for something different to do, and especially when it's super hot in the summer. It might be July or August and you're sweating like crazy. You want to get outside and cool off, and you don't always just want to run to the public pool. How fun is this to come out and skip some rocks and just play in here, not to be so worried about your little kids, drowning in some big bodies of water. But just another really fun excuse to be outdoors and find something adventurous to do, because I am all about finding those great, unique little areas and things to do when you find a new city, especially if you are looking to move to an area like Frisco. So just wanted to point this one out and give you an idea of some fun things to do if you are looking at actually moving to the city of Frisco. All right, so while we're driving through, obviously we're passing one of the high schools here in Frisco, Lone Star High School. Now, that's one of the big reasons why a lot of people want to move here to Frisco, is because of the schools. There are 12 high schools currently, just 12, but I'll get into more of that here in a second. There are 17 middle schools and 43 elementary schools. So it is a massive school district. But the thing with Frisco is they like to keep their schools on the smaller side. So when Frisco starts to get built out, when there's a lot more housing, the population grows, well, they like to build more schools. So not quite sure where they're putting all of them, but that's kind of how it is here in Frisco. So if you're considering a move to the Frisco, Texas area, depending on if you are looking for new construction, if you want an established home, depending on the type of community you want to live in. Do you want a big master plan community? Do you want a well-established community? But more importantly, picking the right location, because here in Frisco, it's so big. I always say it's kind of separated by the east and the west, and even could be a big difference if you move to the north end of Frisco or the south end of Frisco. Let me help you kind of narrow down your price points, the location, the different neighborhoods, because honestly, it can be a lot, and people end up having a lot of questions about finding the perfect spot to move here in the Frisco area. So if you have any questions at all, you want more information on what takes place, the type of events that go on, local happenings, reach out to me, because I love Frisco. My clients love Frisco. I visit Frisco quite often because there is so much to do here. So any questions at all, reach out, give me a call, shoot me a text, send me an email. All my information is down below. It is always in the show notes. And more importantly, if there is ever anything I can do to help, don't hesitate to reach out and let me know what I can do to help you find that perfect spot to live here in Frisco or anywhere in the DFW area. And until next time, take care.